of a brat. Son of a brat.
God.
Yes.
I love it.
Holy. That's awesome.
And he's not even here to defend himself.
Not here
The
to
ones
Have to
go
watch
far.
it back.
I thought that was him coming on. I was like, what is going on?
Well, hey, happy Tuesday, everybody.
Oh, what a Tuesday it is. Welcome. Oh man, I'm gonna let some people come in. Let's do some shout outs to who's in the chat right
Man,
now.
the chat is
Care Ecos
lively
is
right
here. I gotta say, his dedication is probably unparalleled.
now. Yeah,
I
Yeah,
saw
man, are you
I
up
saw
early
that
again?
picture of him with his wife sitting out there videoing him, and I'm just like, he needs to talk to my wife, and she needs to get out there and videotape me.
You just sit
Let's
there,
move
right?
it out of the bedroom and into the lawn.
I thought you were saying because you need to get a kilt and mow in a kilt. I thought that's why.
Oh
That
yeah.
too.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I wonder if he's up early again or what. I mean, I'd be staying up late. I probably couldn't get up at 3 a.m. or get up
Oh, man.
before 3 a.m. to catch the 3 a.m. show.
Stay up.
Ooh, he's here.
Oh, so we got on the
going
lawn
on,
train
guys?
came in first again. I think he just sits and refreshes to that announcement comes in. But awesome, we appreciate it on the lawn training. So
Oh,
First
Vance
every
Reed Lawn Co. What is up?
yeah, Jason Gooden,
Drunk Long guy. Uh-oh.
Drunk
Comes
Long
Olee.
is in there. Yeah,
Drunk lawn guy,
There's
the
about to be some-
president.
yeah. He said he's on call now for the next week, so no more drinking for about a week. So we'll see how the stories go.
Yeah, right.
I've been fired.
We'll be all professional and talking all like proper and
Yep. Wearing a polo and parting his hair over and everything.
that
Oh,
cracked me up when
shit.
Sean was like going for the 2 for 20 deal. I've seen that the next day and I didn't catch that live right away, but that was hilarious.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of shout outs in the chat about the new background that you made. So solid background from our man, Lawntism. Good
Yeah.
job, Brian.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah.
It's our resident graphic designer, Brian.
Yes.
Yeah,
actually-
this week.
We actually all got neon lights made and they're all hanging behind us. So it's pretty sweet.
Wish.
That
Yeah,
would-
before you got on, that's what I said I want to do.
Ooh.
I wanna
Ooh.
get a legit one.
Yeah. So,
Oh man.
Ole's here.
Hey,
Oh,
Olee, you missed the intro. You have to go back and
I-
watch the intro.
I seen it.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get my password right.
I saw it, you son of a bitch.
It even had a double play.
Yeah. Slow down.
Slow mo.
So,
pretty
what's
cool.
up, Papa Mo's Low? I think we said this before, but he was the first person to watch us live when we were just messing around.
Yeah.
Like I think me, Brent, a few others, we were on live, and I mean, I think we forgot we were live, and we're just like BSing, and then next thing you know, we have some people watching us, and Papa Mo's Low was in there just typing away, chatting back and forth with us, and this is when we were just testing to see if we could even go live. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. He's still around.
That's awesome.
Shout out to
He hasn't
Papa.
got bored.
Mhm.
All right. What do you think?
Alabama.
Oh, Blecky's in the
All right,
house.
hey, let's get started.
He hasn't been here for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dave. What's up,
Man,
Dave Lucky.
what's up, Dave?
Missed you last week or so.
He's been really quiet lately. He's been working
Zach-
hard in the yard, man.
Zach's really missed him.
Grace, hello. Good evening.
Grace Ortiz.
So we have the longest yard said he's first time catching us live. I think he's listened to us before, but it's his first live. So welcome.
Yeah.
Well,
Welcome.
Awesome. Yeah, it's late on the East Coast.
Yeah.
See, Sean's Midwest Lawn is tuning in for the show. Good to have him in
Hey.
the chat.
yeah. But
Hope you're having
Sean.
fun, you son of a bitch.
Down in Florida. He saw some kind of grass down there he was talking about earlier, Mr. Lush. I think you know a little bit about that grass.
What was that?
Sean ran into some grass down there in Florida.
Oh,
He didn't know what it was.
Put in his story. He's like, what am I looking at here?
it was thin though. It was thin.
He said he had to go wash his hands after he touched it. He wasn't sure. wasn't sure.
He's gonna have to change his shoes when he comes
Diseased
home,
after
so he
he
doesn't get
touched
that
it.
in his own lawn.
Back.
Hey, let's
Oh
get
my
that
God.
like button smashed. We got 3 likes.
Well, I see 14 right now, so
So,
Oh,
I must be
yeah.
lagging.
go quick.
16.
All right, guys. So let's just start
Yo,
this
I'm just
party
getting-
off. Let's
hold on,
keep
why
on.
is-
Let's get.
I just missed this. Why is
Hey.
Sean in the chat but not with us right now? What?
He's
in
in Disney
Florida.
World.
Oh, that's right. Okay. It's
He's
like,
probably
what?
sitting
Why
on
is
a
he
ride
giving
right
shout
now.
outs in the chat?
He's standing in line.
He's probably on
Yeah.
Space Mountain right now.
I totally forgot about that.
Can we
Everybody's getting thirsty. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I want to crack this open.
Yeah.
There's
Let's get started, everybody. So, hey, welcome to episode 21. I am super excited to be your host tonight, and I plan on messing shit up. But hey, unlike that, let's not mess up that yard. So we're talking about disease. We're gonna go through a couple pictures, I'm sure, and if you got disease in the lawn, we'll help you out and go from there. But also, we are I think we're choosing another lawn of the week, or at least announcing or something. We also have a giveaway, but on top of everything, we have Paul from Ambitious Lawn here. So everyone give him a what's up, how you doing,
What's
to the
up?
best lawn in
Oh,
town.
Ambitious
What
lawn.
up?
Yes, thank you.
The stripe
Welcome.
stripe contest winner.
Oh yeah. So along
not-
with
it's not just
Ambitious,
Paul.
we all know he's got the best lawn in town, Nate. But we got 4 others that we'd like to show you right now. Other runner-ups that were really close to it. I don't know if you're gonna show those now, Zach, or you want to wait till after a little bit after.
I'd like to
It's
pop this top, man.
Yeah, let's get that drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, hey, everyone grab your sippy cups and, take it down with KOTG. Grab a glass and keep off the grass.
Somebody started drinking early.
David, no Cosmo tonight?
Oh,
Well, what? You heard?
Pacific.
7 Up.
I'll tell you what, we had a chain going on the opening of the
Yeah.
beers. It was like 9 deep or something.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Nate,
I
look
didn't
at
think
that.
it was going to end.
Oh,
Hey.
holy, that a boy. Why do you even have a leftover? Shouldn't they all be
it's
gone?
tiny.
Shouldn't they be gone?
Well, I decided to keep a couple around in case we run out of water.
Hey,
For the kids.
Yeah.
Keep them hydrated.
throw it on the lawn. It
Hey.
seems to work.
I tell you
So,
what, I put a couple in the freezer. They get almost slushy. Pretty cool.
Ambitious Lawn is the KOTG 2021 stripe contest winner.
Day.
Memorial Day. Yeah.
And he was up against some tough competition. We got it down to a final 5. And the votes were tight for the top spot. Even the third spot, the top 3 were really tight. And he pulled out the win last few hours, actually. But yeah. So, I mean, those are some nice lawns right there. Actually, all 80 of them were.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thank you, everyone.
That's some tough competition,
fun.
man.
Yeah. So best out of 80 right there, or best out of people that didn't even want to compete, I guess. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, Ambitious.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate everyone's vote, and I appreciate the love everyone shared so far. On social media, man, it's humbling, really, just to sit back and enjoy your own lawn, and then just to share it with other people all around the world, and just to get some love and feedback from all of you guys. It's definitely humbling and honoring, just to be a part of it, and such a great community. There's so much positivity in there. I mean, like I said, it's pretty cool just to be a part of that. And on top of that, to take the championship there with Memorial Day being the topic there. That was pretty cool. The stars and stripes kind of theme there with the stripe contest. Everything there was pretty awesome. So I definitely appreciate it. Appreciate all the love everyone shared so far, man. It's pretty incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, no, awesome.
Yeah, Paul, hey, just real quick, just give us a little rundown. I'm sure, people do know where you're from, what kind of grass you have, but go over that one more time just to kind of let people in the chat know if they didn't catch any of the stripe contest winners, which they should have, but give a quick brief rundown of who Paul is.
Yep. So I'm over here on the East Coast in Delaware, and I've got a tall fescue. It's about 8 or 9 years old. It was sod when it was first put down, and we've pretty much been mowing and watering it ever since. And I had somebody come out and fertilize it, along the way, just to kind of keep things moving. I saw everyone else kind of getting their lawns, to the next level, and the irrigation and everything else, which I still don't have the in-ground irrigation, but obviously I'm managing like a lot of you are as well. But I've cared for it for the most part up until sometime last year, and we'll get into that a little bit more here. But I really turned the corner, I guess, with getting a little more into the lawn here about last year. So, but yeah, so that's kind of where my journey began. So,
Well, you're doing something right. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, yeah. I need to be doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
What do you mow with?
It's that domination line for me, bro. Like,
that domination line's got everyone going nuts.
Man, Lush has got a twinkle in his eye saying that.
Oh man.
I just got a Craftsman mower with the Big League Long striper kit on there. Like many, I started out with a DIY setup, with just rolling the PVC pipe behind the lawnmower, and that produced some pretty decent stripes, but it got to be a kind of a pain and a headache, and just wasn't, I felt like everyone was looking at me like out there on the lawn, like, what is that dude doing, with that thing dragging behind his mower? And I was just like, this thing became more of a headache. So I was like, yeah, all right, let me go online and really research some of these striper kits. And that was the one I ended up going with. And honestly, I've enjoyed it. You almost forget it's there. It's just like seamless.
Can I ask one question? I know I asked you this on Instagram, but for real, what is your relationship with your neighbor who you have that domination line with?
Which side?
Oh man, I love it.
Man, I'll tell you. So one of my neighbors, the side that I have the short strip, I've been real close with them up until last year. They moved, and we've got a new neighbor there, and they really haven't done anything. They really weren't even in the house for a while after they bought it. So, that particular lawn just hasn't gotten the treatment. They have irrigation. They've had it for like 8 years. So the new homeowner's been irrigating. So it's keeping it alive, but it's that nice bright lime green that's just, I'm dominating just by color, and then in the picture that you see up here, the other neighbor, he's been taking care of it pretty well up until this year. For some reason, he kind of let it go, didn't get out there like he normally does, didn't treat it like he normally does. He's starting to turn around, but I think all the people in the area on the street they're looking. So I think they're trying to get their game stepped up a little bit. So I've had some lookers out there, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely would look if I drove by too. So no harm there.
For sure. Nice straight stripes.
Yeah, I try to keep them straight for you, Nate.
That boy. I was just thinking, none of the top five had any of those wavy stripes, so I must have been onto something. So we'll see.
You intimidated all the
throw that in
people to enter.
Yeah.
Why, dang, I just did a cool wavy pattern.
Nate, are you aware of any big YouTubers recently that have been throwing out banana cuts or anything?
Wow. Hey, so we're talking about
It's all
fungus. Let's some people here in here want to talk about fungus.
Oh man.
Fungus
Educate
on the
me.
lawn or like, fungus somewhere else?
Oh,
Well, the after hours, we'll talk about that other stuff.
I'm down with the other else.
The Keep Off the Grass livecast is not a substitution for a medical professional.
So
Yeah,
I'm
these
kind
are-
of looking forward to this because coming from Arizona and then I've only been in Utah a year, I haven't had to deal much with fungus. I mean, it's as dry can be when you're talking about single digit humidity. Yeah, we don't have to deal with a lot of fungus. So I'm kind of curious to see what you guys are dealing with. I've been researching and looking up some of the types of fungus. So what are some things you guys, I know Mr. Lush has a lot of fungus with St. Aug, so curious to hear about that too.
oh yeah. No, it's a tough one. Even though I know there's some warm season folks down here that might know what I'm talking about, but even though we prevent fungus, we're still gonna get it. So it's that bad with especially with the humidity and everything going on. It's bad. I was trying to stay away from fungicides for the past 3 months. I was trying a product. I guess it did the job for the 3 months. But I guess I wanted to stop. I wanted to see how long it would give me. So it gave me a very good residual of 3 months. So I'm back into my chemical game plan. And I'll be making some content on it because gray leaf spot, take out root rot, and rhizoctonia, which is a brown patch, large patch. It's very common here in South Texas. So what's coming for you guys up there? I know you guys have a powdery mildew. What does you guys have?
Brown patch,
Brown patch as well.
leaf spot.
Okay, so is that just caused from a lot of rain and a lot of humidity? What other?
There's
Olee?
You have to, in order to find out a fungal issue, there's this thing called the triangle. It's a triangle, right? In this case, you have the host, which is the plant itself, and then you have the pathogen, which is a disease that you're getting or that you had, and then you have to look at the environment. All those three have to be put together in order for you to know or be very certain that you have a fungal disease, right? You can't just guess. Two of them can't just be active, and then the other one you kind of like guessing, like, oh, okay, it might be it, or it might be just grub damage, it might be fur damage, it might be whatever, right? You have to be very clear that you have those three put together, and all those three equals two, of course, disease. So that's why it's very important to know what you're facing, what you're trying to look for, and of course, so you can know what type of fungicide to apply. Okay, so that's very, very important as well. I'm gonna talk about it on a little scenario. So I had a buddy of mine. He called me a few weeks ago. He's like, "Hey, bro, I'm be treating this area. I got fungus. I've been looking at videos and it looks like it's fungus or whatever." So my buddy was going hard on fungicides, guys. Like I'm talking like hardcore bad. So then I'm like, you know what, bro? Let me go and check it out. I'll help you out. So then I go, and I try to, I'm trying to look into the spot, and I found some slow release and quick release fertilizer burn there. So this guy thought that was a fungal issue, and it wasn't. So this guy was going hard on fungicides, and it wasn't even the fungus that he had. It was fur burn that he had there. So that's why you have to know exactly what you're trying to find. You have to be very sure that you have fungus in order for you to apply fungicides, because fungicides are no joke, guys. Like it really isn't. I love fungicides. I love chemicals, but I'm trying to stay away from them. But like I said, you have to be very, very sure that you have that fungus in order for you to apply that fungicide. So
what about like a preventative rate when you're putting down, once a season, or if you even do that? Because I put mine down, once a season, I guess, for preventative. I mean, should we still kind of be careful with that? Obviously not too much, but just a preventative rate.
There's a lot of I guess information about preventative. Some people like to mix different type of classes, I guess modes of action into preventatives, but that's not really the case. You can, but if you can try to stay away from mixing two groups together of fungicides, it'll be good. The reason the only time that I mix two modes of actions, in this case two different types of groups, is when I'm already currently active on the fungus, right? Preventative, it can be a simple, propiconazole. It can be any type of fungicide, right? In this case, I'm a huge fan of azoxystrobin, strobin, and the list goes on chemicals, guys. It keeps on it keeps on going, but you have to be actually, like I said, you have to be very careful, and you have to make sure that you're switching your fungicides often, because the turf will build resistant, and it's very, very bad when it builds resistant. So always keep an eye on that as well.
So have you guys ever had a non-fungus season, or is it just you just have to deal with it?
Well, the fungus can be either in the soil. You invited a guest and he stepped on a lawn that had fungus, and he stepped on yours. You got if you got your lawn mowed by a company, you're more than likely gonna have a fungal issue down there. It just depends.
Down where?
I'm sorry?
What you're saying is if you clean your deck, you can you can prevent spreading fungus.
Keep it wiped out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you guys,
I can imagine sharing a deck would be a problem.
my dad has never used a single any type of fungicide on his lawn because it's that healthy, and the pathogen is never active in his lawn. That's how good my dad's turf is. That's how
Mark,
good it is.
would you wear a bag?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
Let's see if Mark would have a bag.
Oh, Mark?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Gotta bag it.
Yeah, I was.
Keep it bagged, man.
If there's active fungus, definitely bag. I'm a huge fan of bagging.
If there's active fungus, you better double bag it.
Double bag it.
Especially with St. Augustine, with gray leaf spot, it can spray like easy, like really, really quick. So definitely you want to make have any type of disease pressure or stuff like that.
So about other cool season grass, you guys, is just fungus a way of life and you just have to start dealing with it?
I mean, I always try to just prepare my turf for disease. I mean, if you have a lack of manganese, that can help disease start. You want to have good amount of manganese, potassium. That can be a resistance against disease. So I mean, just preparing your turf, your pH. If you got a really high pH, you're probably going to be getting some disease. So I mean, as long as you got your NPK right, your pH right, you're at least going to be on the right track to fighting disease. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get disease.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I've been using the volcanic ash the last couple of years. Yeah, because it's high in silicon. And so I read a number of studies last year sometime that were indicating that in the studies that turf grasses that were treated with silicon or had a higher silicon content in the soil were more tolerant to diseases, specifically powdery mildew and brown leaf spot. So that's kind of.
I think besides everyone from outside this group, this group, I don't think I have told anyone that the project I was running, it was for a silica product. Silica really helped me out a lot. Trying not to use fungicides. That's the secret, man. It really, really did work. Like I said, it lasted 3 months. I was gonna make a video on it, but like I said, silica really did help me out a lot. Staying away from fungicides. I'll be using another product as well, which is phosphite, which is also very, very good for turf. But I guess I'll go into more into detail in the future when we talk about stuff like that. But that's another good thing that we can use, which is phosphite.
David, I got a question for you. So one of the things you just hammered on was that you got to be absolutely sure that it's fungus. It's not like the example you raised. It's burn from slow release fertilizer. So for somebody like myself or anybody that's even new to lawn care, man, what would be some steps or some advice that you would take to identify something truly as fungus versus another problem?
And with St. Augustine, it's super easy to find out. If you have any type of fungal issue, especially when it comes to when looking into the like little details like the crown or even the leaf blade, with gray leaf spot, or if it's just the tip that it's that's I guess burned or whatever, whatever type of I guess fungal issue that you have. You want to make sure that a pull test is done. You want to make sure that there's enough there's no moisture sitting there, or like for example gutters, huge issue in South Texas where with takeout root rot. With gutters, it's literally straight to the part of where the takeout root rot is at, and stuff like that. But I would consider looking into like a pull test and looking to a soil probe as well to see if there's any maybe you have a sprinkler head that's leaking down there, or excessive water, excessive moist. The list goes on. You really have to make sure you want to go deep down there to, and check it out. Like I said, the list goes on. There's a lot of tests that you can do to find out if it's fungus or not. So
You want to pull it and probe it. That's all I got.
Yep.
So
Tip burn is one of the signs of fungus, I guess.
I guess.
Hey,
Olee,
Paul,
what you dealing with, Olee? You're in like the
Olee,
transition
go ahead.
zone there.
Man, we all of a sudden popped up and at the shop got some major fungus. So the last 2 days we got a little sprinkle. Last night we got a good rain, and when I pulled into the shop this morning, I could see it. I mean, I could see it across there. See a brown haze. So yeah, she's nasty.
Wow.
So yep. And I've been dragging my feet on getting my fungicides out, and I was actually going to do it Saturday, and I wish I would have, but before I left today, I hit it with some Prop and some hydroxystrobin.
So does it come back after doing that, or does it just die off and new grass has to grow?
What you want to do is try to get that leaf to grow out, like grow past that bad spot and cut that off.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what you want to get it to.
Yeah.
So the fungicide's not gonna.
That's nasty right there. That's first thing this morning.
It's not gonna kill it off, but it's just gonna outgrow, and then you cut it off that way and hope prevent new stuff from coming up.
Yeah, well, you want to treat what you got there, because if you don't, it'll kill it out.
Okay.
If you don't do something about it, like I say, I wish I was. Luckily, I don't have that at home. It's been dry enough here, and I can't water this place like I can at the shop. It's only 3,500 square feet, and I got a well, and I throwed some water to it about. I guess I throwed some water to it either Friday or Saturday, pretty heavy. And then we got rain, and then a good rain last night. And then all of a sudden it's got real humid, and all of a sudden the humidity's here.
Okay.
It's like the perfect storm for what you see right there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was just talking in the chat with Super TA, because he's in Jersey. He's a little bit of ways, about an hour from me. And, that's one of the things that he was saying is we've been getting a lot of rain in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. Just getting dumped on, and just crazy thunderstorms. And then it's also just been kind of cloudy and humid. So, you guys tell me, that's kind of like a perfect storm for funguses, right?
Especially when your nighttime temperatures start coming up, when it's sticky outside.
Yeah, that humidity, that's really, I think, when I notice some pressure. I mean, the rain, it doesn't rain enough to where I noticed disease from just rain, but the humidity, like I had 95% humidity today. And it was just, it was like 80 degrees out. But when I walked outside, it had swamp ass right away. I mean, so like, it's just like, it's just wet.
Yep. When it's like that, man, it's tough.
Yeah. And that's kind of what it's been. That's kind of what it's been for us. In New Jersey for the last, I don't know, 2.5 weeks or so. It was really dry for a while, and then it's just been raining like crazy and super humid in the afternoons and evenings, even if it's not raining. So
I have a question for Olee and Zach, since you guys have the biggest lawns in the group. So whenever you guys have any type of fungus, do you guys spot treat it? Do you guys do a blanket spray? What do you guys do?
Blanket.
Blanket. What about you, Zach? You try to stay away from fungicide and chemicals?
I didn't put one down on my back lawn last year, and I wasn't going to this year, but I put a preventative down. I haven't really seen any like major symptoms yet, but the atmosphere is right and the weather's right now where disease is present. So I put down a preventative.
I saw that it was a prop, right? You had some prop?
Yeah, propaconazole. I put it down in a granular form. I normally use Eagle not spot spray, but if I see actual disease, I'll spray it with Eagle to cure it.
Nice.
I get a lot of rust. I'll walk out. There's been a couple summers ago, I'd walk out and come back in and my shoes would be orange.
Dang.
So that
Jack,
Eagle really helped.
Do you get the rust more in the fall or like now?
I get it. Yeah, it's more like July when I get it.
Yeah.
And then it lasts till end of August.
Yeah.
Hey, Brent, there's a couple questions. I don't know if you're typing to him or not, but he wants to know if he should avoid watering in the evening and then on the lawn training just said, have you put some preventative down?
Yeah, I just saw those. I mean, I personally, just what we were talking about before, just with the humidity and stuff. I mean, I think staying away from watering in the evenings probably pretty good with the humidity.
Right, do not water in the evenings.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a high pH where you're at, Brent?
Mine's a little bit low actually. So I think it kind of depends, because if you look at somebody, in New Jersey, we have, it's real varied, right? Like depending on where you are, like if you're like, I'm very east, I'm a lot closer to the ocean, and I'm to the north. And so somebody that's to the south and, to the east, I mean, they're going to have really, really sandy soil. My soil's not so sandy where I am. So it's just really varied. Like, I kind of have more of a clay, kind of typical, I guess soil. But I know like where my in-laws live and my brother-in-law, like down in South Jersey, kind of they're real close to where Super TA is at. It's basically sand, it's like that super sandy loam. Which, I mean, that stuff's really good for growing turf grass. But so it's kind of varied where we're at in terms of, soil quality and, the CEC that you're going to see for the soils here. And then kind of, I guess, how that coincides right with the pH of the soil. So like I was a little bit low, not terribly, on my last soil test that I did in the fall. So I feel pretty good about that. I mean, so does soil pH affect fungus?
It does. That's the reason why I was asking, because fungus thrives on high pH, on alkaline soil. It loves alkaline soil. So that's the reason, because I had a few questions like, hey Dave, why are you putting down peat moss or sphagnum peat moss down on that area? It's because peat moss actually lowers down pH, I guess not that much, but just enough to control that area before it spreads out. So that's the reason why peat moss on alkaline soil is very important whenever you're applying fungicides. You also want to make sure that you want to get the right airflow. That's why a lot of people do aerations or core aerations before any type of I guess fungicide applications, just because you want to get the right airflow for it to grow out of the fungus.
Yeah, actually, just before this show, I put down a 0050 sulfate of potash, and that sulfur in there will help bring down that pH a little bit, and that's kind of, I'm just going after some stress relief with that, and for disease pressure.
Definitely, it will help tons. So not only the sulfur, but the potash itself is going to help you tons with it as well. So
hey guys, I just want to give a quick shout out. There's a couple of people in the chat that's giving a shout out to baby Cody. Made an appearance tonight. So
yeah.
What's up, baby Cody?
A little knock, and we got sorry about that, but we got a couple sick kids. I think we're all sick in the house right now. Our baby girl, she's been sick for a little while, and Knox, he's had a little bit of a temp, but we're just trying to do our best right now and having fun in this podcast while we're doing it. Yeah. I didn't see it, but he threw up on me right now, but I had to hide it. But you guys have all seen it. But I'm really curious. I don't know if I missed this, and I'm sorry if I did. Paul, what are you dealing with the disease up there with your lawn?
That's a great question, because about a year ago, like I said, that was kind of like my turning point with my lawn care, because I got hit with disease real hard. I had brown spots all over the yard. I was wondering what was going on. It was probably coming out of summer, heading into fall. The temperature was still pretty high, and it was pretty hot out and humid, and the grass was growing. I was feeling pretty good about it. I was watering all the time, and I was like, man, am I watering too much? I just started questioning, what am I doing wrong? What's going on? And I started seeing a couple other people getting similar results in that, and I'm thinking, man, is it just like a product of the environment? Is there something going on in our area? And then, like I mentioned before, I had a guy coming in fertilizing my lawn. So I was wondering, okay, is he, transmitting something into my lawn that he's carried over from someone else's lawn? So I just, all these questions started going at. I'm like, man, what do I do? What do I do? And I started researching, going online and trying to figure out exactly what was going on in the lawn. I said, it really hit me. I was just like, man, I thought I had a nice lawn. Now look, it's trashed, and I mean, it just kind of like, for a moment, kind of depressed me. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to find out what's going on. I'm going to research this, look into it more. I started off with putting a little Disease X down. That was the first thing I did. And then I had gotten just a liquid hose end spray. I think it was a bio-advanced disease fungus treatment. Like I said, I was new to all this stuff, so I just went all the store-bought products, tried all that stuff out, and sure enough, in a few weeks, it wiped it all out, and I started throwing out some fertilizer, some lawn food to try to get the lawn to bounce back, and lawn started taking off. I'm like, man, I'm actually doing something right. And so then that just motivated me to really take my lawn into my own hands. And so I actually contacted my fertilizer guys, like, hey man, I really don't need you no more,
Yeah,
and,
it's such a good feeling though.
I mean, it was for me. At first I was like, man, I don't know how to tell this guy, because he's such a nice guy, but at the same time I was like, I'm going to start doing this on my own, man. I really want to get into it and learn it and understand it. And, and that's what I did. And from there forward, man, I really started to look into, what else I need to do to the lawn and how to treat the lawn and how to prevent weeds and all that stuff. Cause I left it into his hands, and this is what ended up happening, right? At least I thought, could have been his fault, could have been environment, could have been my fault. Partly I thought maybe I was watering too much in the evening, trying to fight the heat. And So obviously you don't see any domination lines here. So yeah, obviously wasn't doing a whole lot back then. So
this is your yard, right, Paul?
yes.
This is your picture. So that spot looks a lot like a spot that I have in my front yard. Now, when you had this, did you notice that it was growing? Like, was it expanding at all, or was it just kind of staying about the same size?
At first, this was a really small patch, and same with the front. It was a really small spot, one or two spots that were, the size of my fist. And I saw the same thing in the backyard, just slightly little areas. And I thought at first, my grass was drying out. So I started watering more, started watering in the evening. I was mowing. And, I think just because of watering and mowing, I spread that around. And man, it just, my entire backyard ended up getting these brown spots everywhere. My front lawn started getting it. This area grew from one or two little spots to that entire area there, and a little bit larger than what you see pictured. But I mean, I was like, man, what is going on? And it was honestly, for anyone out there who's dealing with stuff like this, and it can be depressing, especially if for me, I was new to, really the extreme side of where I am now versus where I was before, as far as treating it, how I appreciate it, how much I, want it to look so good, before I was just, mowing it and, letting someone else keep up with the treatments and stuff. I was just trying to hopefully keep a nice lawn. But, for anyone out there who's really battling something like this or any other conditions, something like this really, where it may seem challenging and depressing, take that failure or that period of time as, something that you can work through and make you stronger or better for the future. Because, I mean, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today without that disease or fungus hitting me, because I would have just kept mowing and kept doing everything I was doing before and letting someone else take care of my fertilizing. So, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have gotten to any of the successes that I feel for myself now if none of this, backsliding would have happened. So for anyone out there who's dealing with that, push through it, do a little bit of research, lean on the community. I mean, I've found already a lot of information, just a short period of time, just by communicating with each other. One person will ask a question and the next thing you know, you're bouncing ideas back and forth. I put one picture out about one thing and I'll get 20 different responses, different ideas and stuff. So, I mean, it's a great community. So don't let it be a defeating moment. Take it as a conquering moment. So.
It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
Absolutely.
It's a stressful learning curve for sure, man. I agree with fungus and fungicides. Oh man, stressful. Super stressful.
Anybody know?
I
what's
do
going
have
on
one
here?
question though.
What's up?
I got one question
Yeah,
for you
go
real
for
quick though. So being that I've gone through those issues already, this year I did put a treatment of Scott's disease X and some propiconazole down and as like a preventative, right? I've heard sometimes this stuff is a product of our environment and things like that. Should I be expecting to maybe see this come back around every year hereafter? Or is this something that, maybe it was a one-off and I treated it, it's gone? Or should I just be proactive?
It's coming back.
The season.
Oh no, it's gonna come back, brother. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's coming back. So adding a preventative I guess application into your lawn care program is very, very important. And for everyone watching out there, the same way you track down your fertilization applications, track down your fungicide applications as well, guys. Why? Because I know a lot of turf management companies that don't even offer prop and azoxystrobin in their program because due to building resistance on the turf. Okay, so you got to be very careful how much you're putting down, how much, what type of fungus you're fighting, and make sure you hit it with the right fungicide. That's why I know Olee is a huge fan of this, and so am I. I purchase stuff by the active ingredient. Yes, it's more expensive. It is, but it's at the end of the day worth it, man. They're like I said, man. I can go over the list of fungicides that are out there that are super effective. But you got, like I said, you gotta be careful with chemicals, man. It's really no joke, especially for your turf. So track those down, guys. Track down those applications, and if you guys can go, spend a little bit more money on an I guess active ingredient fungicide. Do it, guys. Do it. There's tons of products out there like Strobe. There's there's propiconazole by itself. A lot of them out there. So yeah. Quick tip.
I mean, yeah, it's coming back every year, but I mean, if you want to look at like the cause, the base cause of issues, you may have some thatch, you may have some dead material laying down there where it's thriving, so constantly, dethatching, raking out that dead material, aerating, that's stuff that you can kind of get ahead of it that way too.
Yep.
Yeah, most of your fungicide programs are applied about every 28 days.
Yep. 28.
Just to stay on top of it. A lot of it is not really will I get brown patch? It's more of like, or disease. It's more like when. Like last year, I didn't do any. I done really good last year, and I thought I was going to make it a whole year without any fungicides.
Oh man, that's the.
And then it got to raining so much, I ended up getting plithium blight on the turf that was less than a year old, and it wiped it slam out within just a couple of days. I mean, it was gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna reel us in real quick. We got a little bit of time left, but I think we should get to Lawn of the Week and maybe even a giveaway. So, who wants to start that off with Lawn of the Week?
Yeah, I'll do Lawn of the Week. Hey guys, so you guys are making it tougher and tougher. We've even thought about going back and making some of the other Lawn of the Weeks, making them the re-Lawn of the Week, but we found this one guy who's got an amazing lawn, and he happens to be Tiff Tough Coast down under. So Mr. Tiff Tough Coast has an amazing lawn down there in Australia. So we got another international winner. So congratulations.
So that's low cut with stripes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got the Bermuda
straight
with perennial rye overseeded.
That's some good contrast there too.
Yeah.
So he tagged us in a reel. I kind of threw it together here in a couple screenshots just to get the point. But yeah, I mean,
wow,
that's looking sweet.
That was amazing.
Hot damn.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's clean, dude.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and quit. So
I don't know if drunk lawn guy's in here, but president,
Yeah.
give a speech.
President.
He's in there.
He's got to learn a little Australian now to welcome him, right?
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Oh man.
Want to hear an Australian accent?
Well, he's not drinking this week, so
He's
we'll
not
see how that
drinking for a
goes.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So, congrats, Tiff Tough Coast. A lot of other ones really, really close. Keep it up. We got another Lawn of the Week next week, so you got to hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week for us to see it. Otherwise, we just sometimes happen upon it, but most of us are following. I think all of us are following hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. So
Yes, you have to tag. Come on, guys, tag it up.
yeah, all right. So we also do have a giveaway. So when Lawn Striper was on, Sugarland Bermuda won one of the Lawn Striper kits, and with his real mow and stuff, it's not really going to work out the best. So he is actually donating his lawn striper kit back to us to give away again tonight. So
What a great dude.
yeah, that's
Everybody give him
shout
a
out to
follow if
Sugar
you're not.
Man. Appreciate
Thanks, Sugar
that.
Land. I see you in there.
Yeah,
Love it, man. Thank
in
you.
here, so we appreciate that.
Go follow him.
So, let's to give it away tonight. How about we do probe it? Type probe it.
Bullet.
Or we can do fungus. What do you guys think?
Fungus.
Fungus? Yeah, let's keep it fungus then. All right. So everybody in the chat, type in fungus if you want to be entered into the giveaway for the lawn striper kit. Now, just a reminder, this is a 21, 22 inch striping kit.
Or
what was it?
$100 credit towards the purchase of like the 30-inch one for the Time Master.
Okay.
Very nice.
So type in fungus. I'm going to get the names while you guys are talking about fungus.
Hey, what you got going on down Iowa?
So really last year, I had it, and then I had it early this year. I had a little bit of powdery mildew. I get that on the north side of my house, and really it doesn't see very much sunlight at all. And I was watering heavy, just because of how I had my sprinkler set up, just kind of doing the whole side of the house, and didn't even really think about it, So I mean, it was wet and it was staying wet, and just getting no sunlight, so it was never drying out, and then just started popping, and it spread quick. I know Mark, he said he's seen some too, even this year as well, and I had some this year as well. I did put down some Disease X, and it didn't completely eliminate it, but it definitely significantly reduced it to the point where really, unless I go out there and start looking around for it, then I can notice it. But other than that, right now I don't see it. I know last year I had a little bit of rust, but mine was I feel like mine was late fall when I had some rust. And same thing, where you're out there and your shoes are got that like brownish color on them from walking through it and stuff. But other than that, I haven't really seen much. The one area of my lawn that really concerns me is my backyard, where my hill comes down and then flattens out, because all the water runs off my hill. Okay. And so I get like, that is a day behind everything else as far as drying out. So like when I mow, there are times where I can mow 3/4 of my backyard, and I can't do like kind of the base of the hill because it's just too wet. And so that's the area that I'm really concerned with. Just because, like I said, it is in the sun. It does hold a lot of moisture. There's times where there's, what's that?
Look into Armada, bro. Armada. It's a fungicide. It's really, really good for rust, gray leaf spot. It's actually a group 3 N11 fungicide. It's actually very effective. So look into that one, man. It's not that actually it's one of the least expensive fungicides out there. That's very underrated. It's called Armada. So
I know the stuff that you'd recommended for Mark for the powdery mildew. Can't remember what that was. Mark, you here?
Yeah, so I used so I have really bad issues with powdery mildew on the east side of my house, and it's just based on where it sits in the sun. On its best day, it's going to get maybe like 90 minutes of sun. Even some days it doesn't get any.
Yep.
And so like, especially where I got a hose line over there and anything around there where I'm like watering ornamental plants. Yeah, it's like I said, it's like walking on puppy chow. Like it's just, like literally, it's like baking powder anytime you step on it. I put Disease X on it, didn't do shit for it. And then I hit it with Headway G. I'd say to this day, probably 90%, maybe 95% is gone. So that it was really effective.
The Headway G is very, very effective.
Yeah. Is that specific to like powdery mildew, or is that going to be a broad case of fungus that's going to cure?
No, it's gonna happen, bro.
No. The Headway G.
Headway. No, it's actually pretty cool because it has azoxy and propiconazole put together.
Oh, okay.
So it's already there.
Gotcha.
So that I think that's the reason why Mark got rid of it quicker, because of the dual because of the two fungicides that he has. So
yeah, because
another
Disease
one,
X just has one of them, right?
yeah, it has azoxy, and I believe it's 0.31% azoxy. So it's not that concentrated.
Yeah.
But for homeowners, it's good.
Yeah, like I said, my plan this year was to kind of use it as preventative. And like I said, my plan is to put it down about every 30 days, just here for those kind of few months that, the environment is prime for fungus. I was just going to throw it down then, but we'll see. That's kind of my plan now. And yeah, I'm kind of in that, like, I've never bought the specific fungicides and sprayed them. So I haven't went that route yet. I've kind of been more of the big box store, broad, preventative. So I'm kind of staying with that and just see if I can keep it away using that, then I'm okay.
I mean, if it's working for you, go for it, brother. Go for it.
We'll see. Yep. And like I said, because I'm kind of with some of you guys, like, if you don't have to use it, I don't want to use it. But at the same time, like, you don't, like, kind of goes back to the, pre-emergent, do you not have weeds because you use it, or, do you not use it 1 year and all of a sudden you got it? You don't really know. So I don't know. It's one of those things where you hate to be reactive, but at the same time, that might be the course you got to take. So I don't know. It's kind of more of an experiment just to see, because a lot of your, if you go with like a True Green or something like that, to my knowledge, they don't come out and spray fungicides, do they?
I believe I think they have I don't know, to be honest, but I think that they have to have a fungicide program in there.
Yeah, at least around here they do one application in late spring, and then they do another application in late fall.
Yeah, I believe it's granular what they do. It's not spray. For sure.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I'm not. There's no True Greens down here, but just from what I hear,
they just got Mr. Lush down there.
Hey, somebody said something about some brown stalks, and I actually have spots in my lawn like this, and this photo is from the turf nerd, Jason Vaughn. He sent this in. He's not sure what's going on. He said he put down Disease X, a couple other things, and it wasn't working out for him. Anybody else seeing this or know what this is?
Is that from the lawn going to seed? Yeah, the seed stalks.
Yep.
So you think that browning and yellowing is just from that?
Yeah, as it starts to die off. Yeah, I have a lot of that in my yard. It's starting to clear out as you just mow it, and it just starts to die and break down.
It grows out of it.
That's the reason next year I want to do a growth regulator. Try to keep it from going to seed heads so bad.
I'm right there with you, man. I got seed heads so bad this year. It was the worst I've ever seen it.
You can't walk in my yard right now barefoot because it's like walking on corn stalks. There's so much seed head.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I got the exact same thing in my backyard.
It looks like a potassium deficiency to me, though. I don't.
Yeah, that's a good call, David. I was thinking the same thing. I know it potassium deficiency can kind of have that yellowing.
Yeah, for sure. From the picture, I think it's potassium deficiency. But it might be with with the seed heads. It depends. But I would say potash deficiency for me.
The question also is, like, the grass goes through that cycle of seed heading, and it wears it out. I mean, it gives all its energy to producing seeds, and that should just be a little bit of stress too.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed I noticed my neighbor's lawn tonight, and so like it's getting in the 90s here, and it hasn't rained in a week, and there's no rain for like the next 2 weeks in the forecast. But I'm actually seeing lawns that are seeding still, and they're starting to go dormant. So it's like that cycle. I mean, it just changed so quick from our spring, which was like prime growth, and everyone's lawns were just flourishing and seeding like crazy. And now it's like almost, I'll use the term extreme. I mean, we're in the 90s, but very hot, very dry, multiple days. And it's just like now lawns are just going dormant, like within a couple of days. Mark, I don't know if you're seeing it up there, but like I said, I literally am seeing lawns full of seed heads and now they're going dormant. It's like, wow, like I just that quick it changed.
Yeah, up by me, even my backyard, I'd say like at least 60% of it is going to seed, and a lot of the yards, particularly with bluegrass around here, doing that. And then all of a sudden we get 97 degrees and no rain for a week. And yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, I went and grabbed my mail. We got like an external post office box in a yard just down the street from me that looked good like 4 or 5 days ago. His whole yard has basically gone dormant now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what's happening here. Like literally, like driving through the neighborhood like 3-4 days ago, great. And then I'm driving through tonight. I was like, whoa, like whole yards are going dormant.
Is
Like,
that
Wow.
is that
very noticeable.
is that purple or what is it? And that looks like he threw a lot of iron in there or something. It's not a great leaf spot.
Yeah, I don't know. Jason Vaughn sent me all those, so
Maybe he went hard on iron and got some chlorosis in there or whatever.
you ready, Brian?
Yeah, man, I've got these names all up. So let me.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
On to
Let's
it.
do it.
I think everybody's hoping for Homestead Lawn to win.
He's banned.
It's dead.
All right, so we got 20 entries. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle it
Is
4 times.
is Jamie the accountant there? I think he posted a little late.
Jamie the accountant posted late.
Yeah, I think so.
I
don't know
didn't see it. I can throw him in there.
Let's see. I think he put Fungus. Let me just. Yeah, he did. He put at 9:57. He put Fungus.
All right, I'll add him last minute then.
So we don't miss Jamie in there.
All right.
I mean,
so I'll shuffle it.
10:57.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so here we go for the. You ready, Olee?
I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
No way.
All right. Princess
Oh,
Kim.
Yeah.
Oh,
Congrats.
Damn, it's on now.
Congrats.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there's stripe off coming.
wow.
Right battle.
He's gonna
Hey,
have
hey.
the great.
Hey, George, is that a coincidence that you won the striping kit?
I think the universe is trying to tell us something, guys.
Oh,
Right battle.
It's on now.
These stripe kits only mow straight stripes though. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Son of a. Son of a.
Holy, all right there.
I didn't do that.
oh, what's going on? Guess
Somebody else is playing that, not me.
All right. Hey, so should we wrap it up? What do you guys think?
Yeah,
How's
that
that
sounds
sound?
good.
Good
That sounds
episode.
good. If everyone's done talking about some disease, or if anybody
what-
else got any questions,
I just got you sent me that photo, drunk lawn guy.
Yeah. I think he's been patiently waiting in the chat to look at it.
oh,
Ouch.
That looks dry.
Yeah, that
That's
doesn't look like.
that's one thing, a lot of people are like, well, dang, do I have heat stress or do I have, brown patch? Well, first of all, go out there and see if you can stab it with a screwdriver and just see how dry it is.
Hmm.
Yep.
So
I know he's been having issues with sprinklers. He's added some and he just hooked up his timers and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, the pattern looks a little off. Like it's. Yeah.
what causes that? Is that caused by all the snow you guys had up there, or what?
no, it's just like Ole's saying, it's probably just dry, not irrigation, not hitting it right or something and going dormant maybe. It's been,
Brian, maybe your dog wandered over there into his
I know.
backyard.
oh,
Looks
look
like
at
they
that,
had a-
man. We have the
Looks
same
like-
dogs as this water, I tell you.
they had a peep.
Now we know where he's
Brian's dog got
spraying
over
his
there.
bush.
yeah,
So,
maybe
Don't
Yeah.
blame it.
that's where he's hiding all his bush cans is underneath
Yeah.
the patch right there.
He did just spread beer on his lawn. It could be.
You know, dig that up, start over.
That makes it nice and green.
Yeah. So. All right.
But all right, everybody. I think that's it. Everything has been talked about. We appreciate it, and yeah, be sure to join us in the next one. We got anything exciting happening in the next one? Does anybody know?
Yeah, let's announce what's going on next week.
God, what is going on next week? I don't even know.
Well, we have a really cool company coming on next
yeah,
week.
that's right.
What?
That's right.
It's a if you guys have heard of Pro Pete is joining us next week. So
Good one.
come on and join us, and let's talk about fertilizer. Let's talk about whatever we can think of.
Yeah.
So bring your
Yes.
questions, shoot us DMs of questions you guys may want to ask Pro Pete, and we'll definitely get that out to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And also
In the house.
along
Be a
with
good
Pro
one.
Pete plug there, we also need to plug KOTG.live. So for those listening on the podcast, if you like this episode, you're going to find it on our podcast. Go to KOTG.live. Check out our website. All the information's in there. We are also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Brent's been doing an awesome job getting us on there. So come check it out. Listen, download those while on your drive, while you're mowing your lawn, any of that time. Listen to these episodes. So KOTG.live. Check us out on Instagram as well at keep.off.the.grass.
Yeah, and for anybody listening to the podcast audio, I'm generally about a week-ish behind, so I should have last week's episode up in the next day or two, and then tonight's episode will be up sometime next week. I just get slammed at work, and it kind of has to take a backseat because it's one thing to remind everybody. We're just a bunch of dudes that have normal jobs.
You're doing a great job, man.
Do
We're not
this
getting paid
for
for
fun.
this.
So
Just for fun.
No, Brent,
Well,
we need
last
them
week's-
to all go buy KOTG shirts so that you don't
Yeah.
have to go back to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there would need to be a lot of shirts.
A lot of shirts.
Well,
Yeah,
everyone's
Oh,
talking about
sure.
they love the background. I mean, we got a shirt that's got the same background on a shirt. So
Yeah.
everyone that commented that loves it so much, go check out the website and hit the merch tab and get yourself a neon KOTG Livecast t-shirt.
That's
So
it.
we got some new shirts up there. Got the traditional logo. We got some new ones out there.
Yep.
Got some got that pint, the official glass for drinking beer with Keep Off the Glass. And
I ordered me one.
I mean,
Nice.
a good reminder that Father's Day is coming up very, very soon. So if you've not got your dad something, or if your wife is listening and she has not got you something, you can remind her to get you a KOTG pint glass or t-shirt for Father's Day. So
There you go. We got a packed lineup for the next few months. So I mean, keep tuning in. Appreciate everybody coming in every week. The same big crew. But yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. So stay tuned.
A lot of good giveaways as well. We have, man, I'm excited.
good companies.
Yeah.
Got some awesome companies lined up. If you guys haven't noticed kind of the trend, we're trying to do, one company a month. It's kind of the pattern we've been going at. We got some lined up all the way through September, I think. Got penciled in on the calendar through September right now. So,
September.
So if you're a company out there that's listening and you want to maybe join us, so reach out to us on Instagram and we'll see if we can get you in. But like I said, we're filling up quick and we're doing it. So
where my warm season folks at, guys? Come on.
I know there's hardly. I don't know if I hardly see anyone out there.
Make some noise out there. It's kind of.
Hey, that's your guys' time's about to shine. You guys are coming up, warm season. So we're excited to see that transition and start spotlighting some real cool warm season grass people coming up.
You better believe it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, great show. Thanks for the live chat, all the interaction. This was a good one.
Absolutely.
See ya.